What's up guys, my name is Stoody. I'd like to welcome you all back to another video. And in today's video, I am going to be doing my AFL Round 12 tips for the 2025 AFL season. Now, I hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was like, I don't know, I went to the Richmond-Essendon game on Friday night. It was a pretty shit game. Richmond were robbed big time in that game. I was sitting with all the Essendon members. When I bought the ticket, I was like, oh shit, this is pretty close to where I usually sit at Richmond home games. But yeah, I didn't really think of the fact that I'd be surrounded by Essendon supporters. There was like a few Richmond supporters there, but yeah, basically it would have been someone who couldn't attend the game and decided to sell their ticket. But yeah, I was in a pretty good seat. And Essendon fans are so fucking feral. I'm telling you right now, one of the most feral fan bases in the AFL. Definitely up there with Hawthorn, Carlton and North Melbourne. They were all a bunch of sooks. There's this one guy that was sitting a couple of rows ahead of me who was running his mouth at Chris Newman, an assistant coach, a guy who's been retired from the AFL for 10 years. But he decided to run his mouth about Chris Newman, saying that he sold his soul. Like, how the fuck did he sell his soul? He played his whole career with Richmond, and now he's an assistant coach at Richmond. That makes no sense. But then he said it to Tim Taranto. Tim Taranto went ahead and kicked his second goal. Then he went to the bench. You guys will probably be able to hear him saying it in the Richmond highlights video, fan camera angle video. When Tim Taranto kicked his second goal, you could hear him saying it. But what I didn't get on camera was Tim Taranto went off the ground after he kicked a goal, and this dickhead was saying shit like, oh, the Giants are playing finals and all that. Then Tim Taranto said, I bet you I'll win a final before you fuckwits do. So yeah, basically owning that Essendon feral, which was pretty funny. So yeah, obviously Essendon fans are incredibly feral. And here's the thing, I did meet up with Sporty Doss at the game. I had no idea that Sporty Doss was in Melbourne. I didn't know until he posted a photo in the Discord server that he was at the game. And I was like, holy shit, you're at the game? Surely we meet up. I told him what section I was in. So just come over here if you want to meet up. Turns out Sporty Doss was only 2 sections away from where I was sitting. So it was very easy to meet up. So we met up at half time. We had a chat about footy, about AFL 26, that sort of thing. We've been online mates for 8 years and we finally got to meet, so it was pretty cool. Sporty Doss, a really nice bloke in real life, so yeah, it was really good to meet Sporty Doss at the footy on Friday night. But anyway, let's just get into today's video. So last week I got 7 out of 9 tips correct, which now moves me up to 77 correct tips for the 2025 AFL season. Before we get into this week's tips, let's go ahead and see what ones I got correct and what ones I got incorrect last week. So here are the ones I got correct. I tipped Jalong to defeat the Western Bulldogs. I tipped Essendon to rob Richmond. I tipped Collingwood to defeat North Melbourne. I tipped Fremantle to defeat Port Adelaide. I tipped Adelaide to defeat West Coast. I tipped Melbourne to defeat Sydney. And I tipped St Kilda to defeat Gold Coast. However, that game was obviously rigged, so it does count as a correct tip, meaning the 2 I got incorrect are that I tipped Carlton to defeat GWS, and I tipped Hawthorn to defeat Brisbane. So let's move on to this week's tips. It is now officially the start of the bullshit bye rounds, and they're still doing stupid Thursday night games. It is an absolute disgrace from the AFL. It means all the games are really spread out, which is just bullshit, And they even have a fucking Sunday night game as well. So it just makes the whole round very boring, just lack of games, that sort of thing. Anyway, the bullshit Thursday night game that no one can watch. We have Brisbane taking on Essendon at the Gabba. Good thing they've chosen a shit game. I'm going to win Brisbane in this one by 42 points. Essendon had to cheat to win last week against a depleted Richmond side, basically playing against Richmond VFL with all their outs. As for Brisbane, they got a really good win against Hawthorn at the G. It's really good to see Hawthorn get what they deserve, really, get brought back down to earth. So I'm expecting Hawthorn to plummet down the ladder from here, but Brisbane, they're just simply the way better team than Essendon. Looks like they're back in form, so I think Brisbane will win this one and win this one comfortably, so pretty easy tip this one. Moving on to Friday night, we have Collingwood taking on Hawthorn at the MCG. I'm going to in Collingwood in this one by 37 points. Hawthorn are starting to be brought back to reality. I'll expect that to continue at the MCG against Collingwood on Friday night. I think Collingwood should be able to win this one pretty easily. They'll bring back some of their players that they were resting for this game, and really Collingwood are clearly the better team. They should just be way too strong, way too good for Hawthorn, who are severely overrated, and it's only a matter of time before they drop out of the 8. So Collingwood will easily win this one. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have Gold Coast taking on Fremantle at Metricon Stadium. I'm going to in Gold Coast in this one by 27 points. I mean, they were severely protected by Andrew Dillon and the match fixing as well. They're by far the most protected team in the AFL at the moment due to the fact Andrew Dillon is a Gold Coast supporter and sponsors Gold Coast. Please be sure to sign the petition in the comment section down below to have Andrew Dillon sacked for match fixing. It'd be very much appreciated. But anyway, because it's at home for Gold Coast and because they're severely protected, that's the only reason I'm tipping them, really. Fremantle are clearly the better team, but Gold Coast are the more protected team. Moving on to Saturday Twilight, we have GWS taking on Richmond at NG Stadium. We go to GWS in this one by 23 points. Now, I don't know if Richmond will be bringing back all their players. I think Bolter is falsely suspended for this game as well, which is bullshit. Surely Nankervis comes back, and surely Lynch will come back as well, but it'll pretty much still be a VFL side. Richmond will be reasonably competitive as they always are, but due to the match fixing and all of that, I'm sure GWS will be protected by the match fixing and will rob Richmond in the end. Moving on to Saturday night, we have Sydney taking on Adelaide at the SCG. I'm going to Adelaide in this one by 15 points. I think Adelaide are just in the way better form. I know it's at home for Sydney, but Sydney look like dog shit this year. They really do. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if it's a new coach. Probably it's a combination of a new coach plus the getting smashed in a grand final curse, whereas almost always teams miss the 8 after losing a grand final. So, yeah, I just think Adelaide are the better team in the better form, so I think they'll get the victory here. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, we have Melbourne taking on St Kilda at Tyro Stadium in Alice Springs. Probably the most feral town in all of Australia, with all the disgusting abos that like to commit crimes and all that other shit. Such a feral place. Like, why the fuck are they playing AFL games there? It's disgraceful, but I'm going to Melbourne in this one by 29 points. St Kilda were unable to defy the match fixing against the Gold Coast of all teams. Like, Gold Coast are complete dog shit at Marvel and away from home, so no real excuses there. Whereas Melbourne are in some really good form, so due to form, I think Melbourne definitely win this one and win it reasonably comfortably. I think in the Drogo Ferraris of Alice Springs. Last game of the round, a stupid Sunday night game. We have West Coast taking on Jalong at Optus Stadium. I'm going to Geelong in this one by 53 points. West Coast are dog shit. It's just shit-ass club. Geelong, one of the more protected teams in the AFL, will be protected by the match fixing. So this one's the most obvious tip of them all, really. A very obvious tip. If you tip West Coast, you're retarded. And yeah, there's not much really to say in this one. It's just very obvious. But anyway, so those are my tips for round 12. Feel free to leave your tips in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more content like this. Be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also, be sure to subscribe to my premium King Gods of Nick. Link to his channels in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast channel, King's Angel Stoody. Also, be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of those are in the description. Also, be sure to join my Discord server. It is called Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also, be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Twitter and also have TikTok. The username for all those is StoodyYT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you had a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.